Apartheid.
There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence against a government whose reply is only savage attacks on an unarmed and defenseless people.
Apartheid was a policy of strict racial segregation that ruled South Africa for nearly 50 years. This human rights violation first appeared during the British and Dutch colonial rule when the natural rights of native black citizens were denied. Colonial powers were thought to be superior and believed it was a God-given right to rule. In 1948, under an all-white government, the Afrikaner Nationalist Party officially constituted the policy of apartheid or separateness in South Africa. Soon, the Nationalist Party decreased political power of the black majority by dividing native Africans along tribal lines. In 1950, the government banned marriages between whites and people of color, which included blacks, Indians, and people of mixed races. There were 148 apartheid laws which forced native Africans to carry ID badges, use separate public facilities, and afford a minor education. The Nationalist Party also denied non-white participation in the national government. From 1961 to 1944, the government ruled 3.5 million blacks from their homelands to rural and overcrowded areas with low wages. Many anti-apartheid groups, including the African National Congress, developed in 1912 in order to combat and raise awareness of white oppression in South Africa. The ANC was led by Nelson Mandela, who became a symbol of black nationalism. In 1960, a group of unarmed blacks peacefully protested by going to a police station without ID badges, inviting arrest as an act of resistance. The police opened fire, killing at least 67 and wounding 180. By 1961, most resistance leaders were captured and sentenced to long prison terms and execution. As apartheid drew more international attention, the UN voted to impose mandatory embargo on the sale of arms to Africa, and both the UK and US imposed economic sanctions on the country. Under pressure, the national group was forced to abolish certain apartheid laws. From 1990 to 1991, President F.W. de Klerk began to repeal laws which made apartheid legal. During his term, he also freed Nelson Mandela from prison while making black nationalist organizations such as the ANC legal. In 1994, an election was held allowing all races to vote, and Nelson Mandela became the first democratically elected black president.